The history of Malaysia begins in prehistoric times, long before Christ, as archaeological findings show that humans had already lived in the regions of the Malay Peninsula and Borneo 10,000 years before Christ. These early communities survived through hunting, fishing, and gathering plants. The first known kingdoms emerged in the first millennium after Christ, including the kingdom of Langkasuka in the 1st century after Christ on the east coast of the Malay Peninsula. From the 4th to the 6th century after Christ, the Srivijaya Empire flourished, a powerful maritime trading empire that extended from Sumatra to the west coast of Malaysia. From the 7th century after Christ, the Malacca Sultanate gained significance, especially in the 15th century after Christ under Sultan Parameswara, who established Malacca as an important trading port. In the early 16th century after Christ, Portuguese explorers reached the coasts of Malaysia and conquered the Sultanate of Malacca in 1511 after Christ. Shortly thereafter, in the 17th century after Christ, the Dutch took control of key trade routes and strategic ports. In the 18th century after Christ, the British began expanding their presence on the Malay Peninsula, initially through trading companies and later through direct colonial administration. In 1826 after Christ, the Straits settlements, consisting of Penang, Malacca, and Singapore, were officially administered by the British. During the 19th century after Christ, Great Britain extended its control over the entire peninsula, established the Federated Malay States, and implemented governance modeled after British administration. During the Second World War, Malaysia was occupied by Japan from 1941 to 1945 after Christ. After Japan's surrender in 1945 after Christ, the British returned, but resistance from the local population grew. This led to the independence of the country as the Federation of Malaya in 1957 after Christ. In 1963 after Christ, Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore united to form Malaysia, although Singapore left again in 1965 after Christ. After 1965 after Christ, Malaysia developed into a stable, multicultural state. In the 1970s after Christ, the government introduced the New Economic Policy in 1971 after Christ to address economic inequalities among ethnic groups and to promote the Malay population in education, business, and employment. In 1981 after Christ, Mahathir Mohamad became Prime Minister, beginning a period of strong economic modernization and industrialization that made Malaysia one of the most dynamic economies in Southeast Asia. In the 1990s after Christ, Malaysia experienced rapid economic growth and the construction of major infrastructure projects, including the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur. From 1997 to 1998 after Christ, the Asian financial crisis severely affected Malaysia, prompting the government to implement national measures to stabilize the economy, including capital controls. In the years after 2000 after Christ, various prime ministers introduced political and economic reforms, strengthening education, infrastructure, and technology. A historic political change occurred in 2018 after Christ, when the Pakatan Harapan coalition won the elections, and Mahathir Mohamad became Prime Minister again at the age of 92, making him the world's oldest head of government. In the 2020s after Christ, Malaysia experienced political instability with frequent changes in government, economic challenges due to global crises and the COVID-19 pandemic, but continued to invest in digitalization, sustainability, and regional cooperation in Southeast Asia. Today, Malaysia is a multicultural, economically dynamic, and politically stable country of great importance in Southeast Asia, with a history shaped by early kingdoms, colonial rule, independence, and modern development.